trying to sit here and ask myself if anybody would recognize the theme that I just played. If anybody would know it. It's sort of relevant to some things that are going on today. This is Pastor Mike. I am online and I'm live, coming to you from our top secret broadcasting facility at Area 52, deep in the heart of the Nevada desert. Does anybody recognize? I'll give you a hint. It's a theme song from, I'm going to say the early to mid-'70s. I'm going to say mid-'70s. And it had two co-stars in it. One of them was, let me think here, Eddie Albert. Eddie Albert, the guy from Green Acres, he was one of the people on this show. It was the theme song. Let me ask people from Watchman community here. And in fact, I've probably just logged out of Watchman community. Hang on here. There we go. Let me get logged back in here. If anybody can recognize what that song was, it was the theme song to the TV show Switch. And it starred Eddie Albert and a guy by the name of Robert Wagner. Now, why is that relevant? Well, apparently, let's go back, okay? Robert Wagner was married to, now I didn't forget her name, Natalie Wood. He was married to Natalie Wood, and apparently, there was one night, Natalie Wood died. She fell overboard from a yacht that was owned by, I think, her and her husband, Robert Wagner. Sometime, I don't know when. But anyway, they said, oh, we don't know who did this. It was an accident. And apparently, somebody has come forward and said, yeah, it was Robert Wagner. Pushed her over, but they were all drunk. They were all carousing around. They were all doing things they should not be doing. And all of a sudden, his wife is dumped overboard and drowns because she was too drunk to swim. So a lesson there. You shouldn't be drunk. Good to be with you today. I am perusing the internet as I usually do. I've pulled up the Drudge Report. I have pieces of paper here if we ever get to them. And I have some scripture here. I'm going to open up this can of King James here in just a few minutes and read something relevant out of Scripture that applies to something that I'm going to be dealing with today. I was asked by Ariel over on Watchman Community if I was going to be playing the Chuck Smith clip. If you were watching our service last night, I mentioned this during the service, and I have the clip at home. I don't know if I have it. Hang on a second here. Let me look through my briefcase here, because I record these cassettes. You know what? I might have it here, but I don't know if I'll have time to get it on today. I'll try and see. If I have the recording on this little thumb drive here, then what I'll do is I'll try to get it on here in a little bit so you can hear it. Chuck Smith, the head of the denomination that's not a denomination, called Calvary Chapel. Chuck Smith goes back to the days of the Jesus movement. He was trying to lead all these hippies to Christ, and some say that was a good thing. Some say that it wasn't. I say always just wait and see what fruit shows up. And there is an audio recording that Gary brought to my attention. He's had it sitting on my desk. It was a cassette tape. It's been sitting on my desk. And there was cobwebs on it from it sitting on my desk so long. And he said, you've got to listen to this. Chuck Smith is actually changing the Bible to get his point across. And so it took me a while, but I finally took it home and played it, and I went, he did. He just blatantly changed the Bible to accommodate his theory on 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Now, if I have it on this thumb drive. I'll try to get it in today, but if not, then I'll have something to do Tuesday. All right, I know I have it at home. I know I have it somewhere. But anyway, good to be with you today. I see a lot of people writing in already on the Pastor Mike Online. This is the broadcast that is completely live, unless, of course, you're listening to it later on. Then it's not live, okay? But anyway, it is live and it is interactive. If you're on Watchman Community, you can write me a little note and say, here I am. And let me make sure, if somebody in Watchman Community send me a note, make sure I'm correctly logged in, and if not, I'll log back out and log back in again. Or if you're on the PastorMikeOnline.com website, you can send me a little note there through the little box that you put in. You got to type in all those funny little letters that's hard to read. And then if you don't want to do that, then just send me an email at PastorMikeOnline@gmail.com. And I'll get it. It'll pop up on my screen here that I have a nice little message from you. I want to read. I want to get my Bible out just right off the bat, and read something here that is relevant. I mentioned last night in our church service about Joel Osteen getting his own reality TV show. See, you know why that's so funny? Because I don't think that there's anything about Joel Osteen that's real. It just goes to show you the nature of what they call reality television. I don't think it's real. I think a lot of that stuff, I mean, I've watched a lot of this stuff, and just kind of analyzed this whole thing of reality TV show, and especially in America. Let me give you an example. Jill is watching us from Great Britain. Jill might know a little bit about Gordon Ramsay. There's Jill there. Okay, I'm okay, Jill. Jill might know a little bit about Gordon Ramsay. He's pretty nasty. I don't watch Gordon Ramsay. I used to, but I just couldn't take the beep and the beep and the beep. Every other word. And so anyway, I mean, I like to cook, and I like cooking shows, but that's just way out there. Gordon Ramsay has had a program on BBC television in England called Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. And I've watched several episodes of this, and he goes into a failing restaurant and gets in the chef's face and gets him to turn that restaurant around so it's doing well, making money. And I've watched the British version of this, and it's pretty lame. Okay, I mean, it's pretty kind of laid back and like you would expect something, from Great Britain. Okay, there's just a difference. In the American version, which is called Kitchen Nightmares, which airs on Fox every now and then, it is altogether different. It's a different way of editing. It's a different style of programming. It uses music and what I call gotcha music. If you're watching reality television, there's always gotcha music. At some gotcha moment during the show, they will show people making faces, and I think that's edited in. I think there was a camera on them, and they made a face of some kind, and then the producers and the editors said, well, that face goes well here because it goes with the gotcha. And I just think that I think that's a lot of fake and a lot of phony baloney. So that's my opinion of probably practically all reality television in America. Is that it is just a lot of phony baloney. And so here is, in fact, I have it right here. Here is Joel. Okay? He's just smiling. Isn't he pretty? Okay? And there's Joel. And he is going to have his own quote-unquote reality show. Something about he's going to go on a mission trip and take people with him. I don't know what that's about. And I gave my opinion of Joel Osteen last night during our Wednesday night service. I think he is sold out. That's obvious to me by his doctrine. I think he's sold out. I think he is climbing the ladder. And I think he is gaining every dime and every bit of popularity that he can accumulate right now. And I have a suspicion I think that I know why, but I don't want to say because I don't want to sound like an idiot, do I? Some of you are going, you're Pastor Mike. Of course you sound like an idiot. I don't want to sound like an idiot. I have a little theory about Joel, but I don't like to deal in theories. I like to deal in fact. And what I know is he's a very, very rich, wealthy individual who will say anything to keep that popularity and to keep that wealth going in. That's what he'll do. And I thought of this today because I have a video clip I'm going to show you of another wealth and prosperity pastor. I've had this collected now for a while. This showed up on Inside Edition, and I recorded it at home, and I've had it there at home for a while, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring that here. And I've came right down to the wire. Right as the broadcast is starting, I got the clip ready, and you'll see who it's about here in just a little bit, okay? But anyway, it says, this is James chapter 5. I have my can of King James open, and I'm going to use it. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery.